Hello and welcome to another gameplay review on the Virkayu gameplay channel. And in this one we have Challenger Diana versus Challenger Silas. The battle of cheese and ganking versus farming and sequencing. The eternal one, I suppose. We do have two professional junglers here today, and Junjie is the one of interest in Diana, or on Diana as it were. And now of course we will start red. We will go to the Krugs, we will look to do the Raptors, we will do standard farming things. People aren't talking a lot about Diana anymore because, well, they're sick and tired of all the Sunfire Jack show abuse, demonics abuse, but they have nerfed those things and made it so that, well, actually, that's not true. It's been better to go Rockabelt Assassin for a long period of time if you were Diamond Plus. However, you can still go the Jack Show tech and the demonics tech, but the buffed Nash's Tooth with your rocket belts and things like this, oof, it's spicy, juicy, and effective. Now, this ward here is absolutely beautiful because it tells us immediately, okay, look, Silas is most likely 99% doing this sucker right here, and the bottom lane is shoving, so they should probably be wary. We have the ping from the Diana on this because professional jungler understands basic tracking, and mid laners understand to ward. He hovers this side to push the Kasat. That was a weird Q3. And if you want to take your climbing and jungling to the next step, head to Virkayu.gg for all of the jungle resources you need, from courses based upon your MMR to one-on-one coaching to the coaching of our library, as well as a free jungle improvement PDF. Everything you need as a jungler to climb faster than anybody else with the role, all located in one place. Why spend 500 hours of your time trying to find out what you don't know you need to know when I can give it to you directly infused into your veins on Virkayu.gg. So what does he do? Much like our Vi yesterday, is basically say, okay, yesterday we had a Hecarim full sequencing top to bottom with the Vi, so she skipped to Wolf Camp to make sure that her tempo was matching the enemy Hecarim. In this case, the Dyna says, look, I am not going to be able to full clear while this guy does a 3-camper and cheeses. Why don't I go ahead and do the level 2 Thresh Hook Lightning play and burn the flash from the Aphelios, knowing that the Silas is going to be moving up here into this zone, or here. Can he do that now because he has no bot prio in terms of the Aphelios being able to rotate? So, Silas of course will not go for the counter jungling, instead will go for the gank, thinking the Diana's gone away. Junjie shadows, waits, is patient, knows it's going to happen, and is able to turn around and grab the kill on the Aphelios, who now has no sums. Now we're going to chase down the Blitzcrank, hopefully we'll get that snack, we'll give it to the Jinx, strong champion, good resets. Again, showcasing that when you're a full clearing jungler, the best power and the most amazing thing that you have at your disposal, my friends, is your ability to cut your full clear. Please do it. I want you to full clear as a baseline, but I don't know why I'm seeing ganking junglers in bronze and gold and diamond full clearing and everyone just full clearing and handshaking stuff. You know, if soon as you reconcile these two things, like your ability to clear in certain ways, match it to the enemy jungler's ability to clear in certain ways, what they want to do, what you want to do, Challenger jungle skill set. I'm going to make a main channel video about this, talking about this. What separates you from Challenger? What indicates that you too one day might be Challenger? Because this kind of stuff that we've seen in the yesterday Vi video and this one is just so damn amazing in terms of the difference between the 1K, 2K, 3000 LP Challenger junglers and the rest of us. And I think if you can start to understand the game at this level, or you're seeing this in your games develop, and I'm sure some of you are, be very excited for yourself because it's excellent stuff. She doesn't blindly full clear and go, oh, Silas, don't die to the Silas, guys. Don't die to him. Oh, they died. My team sucks. Go here. No. Right? No weird Rick and Morty moans. We are just going to go ahead and say, look, I know that sucker's going down here thanks to the information I have. I will match. I will control. I will bait. I will shadow. Also now, the brilliance of this is, we know this guy's going to go to the top side, and we know that if he started on the Raptors, or even if he did them second in this particular case, that they will have spawned 100% at this point. If he started Raptors, 355-ish will be the point where they will respawn. If he went red into Raptors, 417-ish is when they will respawn. Unfortunately, where we were spotted, we know that because we see them now rotate, so she was willing to just go back to base and accept an aggressive play. Now the Silas will see this likewise, right? He can circumvent vision here, and he can try and gank this if he feels he can get the kill, or because he knows Diana's down here, tracking CS as well, he can just go ahead and maybe do some of the Krugs, which will be the second camp cheated, or do this. But obviously, if you're paying attention to the minimap, we see that this fight is ongoing. So now Silas is going to go ahead and set himself up, with some cheese. But again, fascinating stuff in terms of the mind games. We shadow for the level 5 spike. Is the Silas comfortable taking this? Yes, because he's got M-Tone plus boots, and he thinks he can handle it. Junjie says, but I'm Diana, I know I can handle this instead. Also, I have smite for the Raptors. Decides to go straight on all in. She's forced to flash out. No doubt this is an aggressive play. Trusting your laners will get the kill anyway on the Silas. And obviously, Renekton rotates from base. So, is this a hyper-aggressive play with no itemization? Yes. Do you think you can win because the experience advantage you have does count for some fraction of gold value, and the guy has boots as one of his values, and that's not an issue, right? The boots are not the issue there, it's just the amp tome, effectively. So what he does is say, okay, I'm gonna go for this. I'm gonna take this fight. Would I necessarily always do it myself? Depends on the champion. You know, if I'm Volibear, I'm very comfortable taking that fight. If I'm Mundo, I'm very comfortable taking the fight. If I'm healthy, if I have fleet footwork ready to go. Otherwise, I'll just accept and leave, because obviously weaker champions early aren't able to do it, but Diana is pretty damn strong skirmishing early. She's able to do a lot more than people think, much like base form Kayn. So this RNG Scuttle spawned to the top side as well. Excellent risk assessment, and again, we did lose our flash, but the flash is there to be used, right? We're using a flash for proactive plays. Now, we anticipate that the Silas will go here. We're having the ping here. Why? Because, well, this Krug should be up, red should be up, and of course now we see him straight down here. Obviously, he has done his Krugs at this particular stage, but he didn't do his red. So he knows that Dyna's thinking about this. He knows that Dyna's thinking ahead of time and will try and come down to the bottom lane to cut this off. So he decides, look, I'm going to skip everything that you're expecting me to do and just lane gank bottom lane and get the free kill. Well done, good play. But he's down 2 levels. He is now down 2 levels. Really one of the more tragic early games we've seen recently, but that's the downside of the Silas. Why it was nerfed, why that kind of meta was nerfed, because it's so damn unskilled. You know, the Dyna Junjie is doing such a good job here, and the enemy jungler is just drooling around the map a little bit, doing very predictable things. And, you know, I say that condescendingly, but he's played fine in terms of what his champion is meant to do. It's just predictable. And if I counter it, like the Dyna has, I deserve to have the lead as the jungler, right? Like we all deserve in this situation to say, look, I didn't full clear. Just because I'm a clearing jungler, I didn't full clear. I matched you. I cut you off at your own game plan. I compromised you. I beat you 2v2 with mechanical outplays using laner rotations, 2v2 straight up. Renekton shows up, obviously, but didn't really matter in the end. I deserve to have the lead. And of course, now we do, but it should be higher, I think, in my opinion. But we have a KO on the top side. The flash seems up on the frames here. So, or is it not just up yet? What's going on here? Are we timing this like gods? There it is. There it is. And off she goes. Now the Silas is sequencing to the top side. We'll run in. The Dyna does have the gap closed. We'll be able to go in. Oh no, looks like we might die actually from the KO flash there. I was looking at the frames. It just looked a bit odd. The frames are having an issue when they sync with the champions. Like on the bottom left, it's 100% correct. The frames sometimes shift around. I don't know. Indie company. Indie company things for the replays. So Blitzcrank roams mid lane. This obviously the Silas, you know, with nothing else to do is going to go boom boom sequence up, rotates to the scenario, gets an assist but also dies. Diana now says, okay, what can I do on the map? If you're a low elo jungler, quiz yourself right now. What is on the map for you? We got this, but please, for the life of me, don't go to places just because of a buff. All right, main channel video, hopefully right after this one in the next day or two, but it will be the one that's comparing you to challenger kind of stuff if you're in the field. I'll link it below when it's out. So the Dyna decides to go out of base here to the Raptors because she also has Krugs as a fullback. She has an RG Skeleton on the top side. She has a flashless, ultless Kayle. She also has a Herald on the top side, and she knows that she can take them now with the Alternator plus Blasting Wand and the Wave Crashing Renekton. So we'll say, hello, can I greet you with death? Yes, we can. Renekton takes some tower shots. Does he live? Yes, he does. Calculated hashtag. And of course, we have here the bot lane. No reset. That was unlucky. Silas shows up. Bad. Silas shows up. So instead of doing the Grump, I mean, we could have maybe done the Grump here once we've seen that into this, into that. But also, you've got to basically value what are the next steps afterwards, right? Am I planning to ditch this side of the map and go somewhere else? Or can I do the Crab plus the Void Beetle together and then go back into their jungle to take the blue and the Grump, maybe repeat dive should my top laner stay or have TP, whatever, okay? There's possibilities. In this particular case, we have the roaming Thresh with us. We're going to snack it. We know that there's a possibility the Silas, if he, you know, sticks around, does this kind of stuff. Maybe he goes and does this. No. Silas, you know, a Vi definitely will. So we can fall back to this and wait for this guy and then maybe use something pretty strong on the top side for a nice game state elevation, right? So that's what we're thinking of right now. We place the ward. Thank you so much. We do have one ourselves also. And now, yeah, we can do this. Silas, let's find out where he is, actually. There you go. See? Exactly. Right? Not difficult. Well, it shouldn't be difficult once you have a lot of experience and you practice this daily, but I want an assist. Help me. Q? Yeah, we get the... More than an assist, we get the kill. Now, we could stay and take this, but we've got 4 minutes left, 3.5 minutes left before the plates go, and that's already under 1.75, so the Herald will completely kill that. We don't want to take that turret. because we know we got a 3-stack here down the bottom side killing our Jinx, but if I just pause it for a second, we also want to let this guy extrapolate his lead by himself. There's also the possibility that if this turret could stand a little bit longer and he could just keep repeat killing the Kayle a bit more and deny her, that's great. Because what will happen in a lot of your elos is you bust this over, you shove it. I don't think they're gonna do this as a low elo Kayle or mid MMR Kayle or diamond Kayle, but they could just piss freeze, right? And the Renekton, does he have the consciousness to move around the map with you to really like try get 15 plates? Point flip, right? So we basically say, look, you control yourself up there, buddy. You know what you need to do. I'm gonna go help my ADC, who's about to lose 5 plates to the Aphelios, Sylas, and Blitzcrank. The Cassante roams from the mid lane to say, hello, I can help. So the Jinx is respawning. The Cassante is gonna show up here. We are able to help. We're gonna Rocket Belt in. We do have Flash available, so we can flash it onto the Aphelios if he has no Flash himself. And obviously, if he has Cleanse or whatever, it doesn't really matter because we'll just save our ult for the guaranteed proc of damage. Huge damage. We'll hit that one. We get the gap close again. Sylas is out of position. Nice W knockback by the Cassante into the Q slows. We just keep auto-attacking, 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 chucking your Qs when they're up. Nicely done. Now, Jinx will go to the mid lane and hold as she should, as we expect, in this MMR range. Now we can bust down this turret with our Herald, should we want to. 1140. Do we see a better opportunity? No. We'll just do as much damage as we can before we punch it. Or can we do it without it? We can actually do it without it. So we decide to actually hold, and now we can go use it in the mid lane. So that's actually pretty good. Wasn't entirely sure we would be able to get it as low as possible. And as you're seeing here, this is a byproduct of that action. They think we're gonna Herald. They think we're gonna do this. So they sent everyone mid lane to collapse and kill your bottom lane. And now they can kind of leverage that into vertical jungling, counter jungling, collapse and Renekton. Again, look, he's killed the Kayle again. So this is exactly why we wanted to do that. I think in a lot of elos you could punch this. Maybe not high elo, obviously, but in low elo, you could definitely punch it because their bot lane, their team are not going to go mid lane to deal with your Jinx and Thresh, right? That's a very high elo challenger thing. Remember, if you don't outrange Aphelios or have the all-in assassin capability, he's kind of a tough cookie. So if you shove this Herald, they're all going to come here. You can push into this, take this, collapse with the Jinx and the Thresh, and they can probably get that. Most likely below Master Tier, that's the kind of play you're gonna see, which is where my mind went, but it shouldn't have because we're watching Jinji, a professional player, challenger god. So we'll come out of base again, or just loop back around after doing the wolves and healing a bit to say, yo, Aphelios, can I kill you? We're gonna stop watching up everybody can kill the Kayle before we die. Unlucky that's not the case because the Sylas takes the Jinx ult and kills everybody. The Blitzcrank shows up and hooks the Thresh. Come back, is it possible? We're only down 4k gold. Now the Renekton should go, okay, done playing with my food. Cassandra should say, yep, I'm done playing with my food. Let's take these turrets. Boom. 5 plates. Well, he doesn't push very hard. And now he will die for the overcommit. So, yeah. Think about those things, I guess. In the name of entertainment, we kind of get carried away sometimes. But yeah, probably better not to do that. If I'm a split pushing Cassante in that moment, and I did put a lot of time into jungle Cassante, I just, it's not like Own where it can actually work. It's absolutely horrific. And you are not doing this. Definitely low econ. Better in the earlier meta where you could just kind of gank and not think about it. Now, we do activate the Herald finally, and obviously the downside of our death is that we don't get to use the Herald. So this, you know, you can always talk about results-based, but at the same time, you have to study results to make the future decisions you have better, right? She flashes the Diana, who then just runs into Crocodile and dies. But in this particular case, if you're studying your game, you're going, okay, if I wasn't going to use the Herald bot lane, I need to make sure I'm making the right play such that I can use it mid lane, okay? If I see or think that they're going to go to the mid lane, it's better just to punch it, because even if they do go to the mid lane, I can probably get a charge off here and maybe do even more damage to this turret. So, pros and cons, there's not always one right answer in that sense, but there's just kind of things you can look at the map and say, right, this is possible, and so on. Diana then obviously uses it. We don't get any plates. Unfortunate, we are able, excuse me, to kill the turret. We can go to the red raptors and now cut to the mid lane. Dragon is spawning, or has spawned, as it were. We know that they're most likely on it. We have no vision. So we have to accept and respect that we have no vision. Most junglers will not. They will just kind of blindly walk in and say, Dragon, my love. No, you can't see, don't go. Go where you know you can. Okay, I'll take your blue in the meantime then. That's fine. I'm okay with that. 10-5, we've got Rocket Belt, Zhonya's. See, the Kayle's now piss chilling over here. Now we can trap, see? Now they have Fog of War and have no idea where we are. Right? The coin flips if you make these decisions. They didn't face check this because they knew it was too dangerous. So let's just wait. We have the lead. We're good. Jinx is over there. She does show up, unfortunately. Blue Trinket OP. Diana's now looking, shadowing. Kale's getting suspicious. Very suspicious. Diana's like, where are you? So this is a bit of the mind gaming. And then once the Kale shows who has more patience, basically, most likely she will now die. Let's observe Rocket Belt. We have our W active to absorb the damage from range as we get gap closing. We'll make sure we use our E right there, get the reset, and boom, Q to finish. Didn't even need the reset. Relaxed. Now we can go ahead and take this sucker right here. We have the Croc moving in on this position. Nicely done. Lionton, please. Thank you so much. Jungle makes all the difference in the world when you reconcile your game plan with the enemy jungler's game plan and then factor in lanes as well. Really, well, that's obviously jungling in a nutshell, but when you can do it well, you're usually in a good position. We're going probing here to see if the wolf camp is up. Has obviously been taken there, Aphelios dip, so he most likely took that. We'll take the Grump, finish off our Must Stomper, and off we go back to base. Now, RNG Skelecrab ping because we know they're most likely taking that. Jinx is holding the mid lane here with vision. She will have to back off. Okay. We'll come out of base into the wolves. We'll look ahead and do the Grump ourselves. We're looking to shadow bottom lane here so we can go boom, boom. If we were looking to shadow mid lane, then we can go boom, boom and kind of cut in if they were going to push. But they're not pushing here, so we'll just do wolves, Grump, and then shadow our Cassante. Because we anticipate that they were doing Scuttle. Beautiful play. Nice double ultimate. The Gnar will, in fact, die. The Blitzcrank does hook us. We do have the Zhonya's as necessary. Well, I mean, or we cannot use it. Yeah. I do like the Nash's Tooth build a bit more for this kind of stuff, especially those split pushing macro moments on the bottom side, because you can really rinse turrets when you don't want to teamfight a specific team comp. The Renekton goes in and just says, yo, I'm just going to kill you. Sick of this shit. 200 G is my ass. And now you will turn into a belt, potentially. Watch for the turn, blue team. Watch for the turn. 132 healing reduction. See, this is dumb. I don't know why we have Morellos in this particular case. Previous, like, we don't need it. It's a waste of gold. You could invest this straight into the Nashes, right? Or the Shadow Flame directly. If you wanted to go that route instead of having attack speed. Which, of course, he is going to be doing, but Jinx gets the ult, gets a reset, she shows up right. So we get bailed out a little bit, but again, the lead we have in this game is because of our jungling. So Diana, for me, if we were to summarize, still has 1v9 potential. Still very easily can get you to whatever rank you want to get to. It's only bad when you don't know how to properly itemize, right? Obviously, this is not bad itemization, it's just inefficient, let's just say. But when you don't understand that you shouldn't AFK farm and do nothing, right? We have 12, 3, 6 out of 28. Hello, Aphelios. Goodbye, Aphelios. Good. I'm always happy when an Aphelios dies. No need for ult, no need for flash, no need for smite. Just a good old-fashioned gap closed dead guy. Love it. Great. Moving to the jungle, take this stuff, obviously. We see the decompression there of the wave from Red Team's perspective. Hello, Silas. We haven't spoken about you in a while. We will ult you because I think we need that damage. Save that second E for the gap close again. Beautifully done. Passive proc going off. Red buff spawning. Gnar shows up. Aphelios is not up. If we can snag this and get out, that would be nice. Dragon is also spawning, Renekton is pushing, but we don't want to be caught out and we don't want to die. We do have Zhonya's this time though. The Thresh hook really does miss. Everfrost does come through. Our Cassante is rotating. We do have numbers advantage here. Let's see what he can do. That was a beautiful triple stun by the Cassante. We do get knocked up, unfortunately. Kale's going on the back line here. We were able to kill the shit in front of us, right? Stuff in the back line, kill it. Kill the next thing, kill the next thing, kill the next thing. Aphelios does show up. Let's see if Jinx can do it. Yes, she can. Yes, she can. Nicely done. So, Diana lives. Jinx lives. We have a Herald as well. And we can actually just straight up punch this sucker right down the bottom lane, which is perfect because you want to take the bottom lane turret, excuse me, when you have Baron as one of the places you're going to want to go to next. Because this is the longest distance to Baron to walk. Which means every time you get bot inhibs, it's always better. Keep pressing the pause button instead of the slowdown button. Back to base. Well, don't agree with it, but it is a thing. Much would have preferred the Shadow Flame if we're just going to go that direction for extra penetration, but I do prefer Nash's Tooth Gaming. It's just nice to see straight up regular Rocket Belt Zhonya's Diana, so we can fall back and do a Baron here. Again, we just gap close as a team. We see them out of position. Oopsie. Excuse me. I said, we come out of base, we push down, we still have a lot of itemization gap over the enemy. Huge lead at this point. If anyone steps out, we can kill them. The Thresh Lantern dies. Look at this. Get the Q, get the E, get the second E, get the auto attack, off we go. Flash ultimate, beautifully done. Kale's gonna ult the wrong person, and then die will lantern out to safety. King's applause. There we go, beautifully done. That's a free Baron. Get the lead you want, make the plays you need to make, be mechanically able to do them, and even if your itemization is a little crooked, provided you're not, building Blade of the Ruin King, you'll have no stress making the plays necessary. Again, great example of why this champion's so damn good. Really, so damn good to carry with. Not full tank, my friends. Assassin, AP, using the shield, using the mobility, because it's quick, right? You've got the outplay potential. You've got the Zhonya's as well. Really, really nice. Go ahead and do the Krugs. It looks like Blitzcrank has given up, unfortunately. Oh, no, he hasn't. He's back in the game. Yes. It would have been annoying, because I had a coaching game yesterday where someone actually did go AFK, and I had to go and find another game and record, because there was no point talking about it. So I'm glad I didn't have to do the same thing here. We take all of the stuff, we push top lane out. Thresh hits a hook here. Renekton sieging on the bottom lane. And now we can just basically do the standard stuff to close. Someone out of position. Watch the KO, 13. We still got 3 levels, we're fine. And of course, 7,400 gold by 23 minutes. Don't do that. Yeah, that's not so good. Yeah, that's what we call the throw moment, because we just stepped out of position. If you want to do that, then you need to go Jack Show. You need to go tank if you want to do that. Demonics, tank. That's that build for those kind of scenarios. Because Sunday's just trying his best, but, no damage pretty much. Renekton shows up, gets slow. Jinx is trying to get the resets. Can they do it? At the very least, we should try get an inhib. We'll get the slice and dice over there. The KO will kill us. The Jinx gets the resets. Super good. Respawn timers. Can we end? Should be able to. Or is Blitzcrank just a beast among men? Silas is up, Nara is up. He flashes, he hippity hops. Oh no! Jinx is low, Silas shows up, presses a button because he's got Night Harvest as well as the good item. Oh my god. That is so bad. So basically with Diana, you end the game 100%, right? You 100% end the game. But I'm curious because I don't see anything. I don't see kills on the timeline. What actually happens here? Do they just FF or what? Or does someone just run down the middle and back door? I think I would do that as well. If I was Rengar, I'd just ult the Nexus. Let's see. Should be funny. Diana just taking whatever she can, always playing well. Got the needless there because we can go straight into death cap as well. I do prefer the death cap kind of stuff. I mean, I just don't really feel like we really needed this. Like, especially if we're dying and not positioning correctly. The problem here is now, this is where a lot of you lose the games, right? Your teams don't group. Your top lane has split pushes. He's gonna die now. And there we go. Go Jinx. Jinx, ADC, ADC, ADC. Hit the Nexus, ADC. Good job. For once, an ADC did what their entire job is. So, there you go. Diana, great. Jangia, amazing early game. Silas, irrelevant entirely. Super low on the CSPM. But, you still get strong, right? So, it's important to understand that you need to close the games out if you're the Diana or the enemy jungler. Death Cap was purchased. Didn't get to use it, but it was in the end. So, thank you very much for watching. Virkayu to GG, as you would have seen for your courses, coaching, and a lot more. As always, I will see you all in the next one.